what was your first week in the van like? Were you nervous, scared? How did it go? And what made you want to keep going? Hey everybody! So we are going to be doing something a little different today. I've had some questions from you, my wonderful viewers, and then I also threw in a couple just general information questions, more about like van life. So I think between all those questions, it should be fun, entertaining, maybe informative. We'll see what we get out of this. So my notes will be down here. So I may be looking down and not looking at you. I don't mean to be rude, but it's part of how I'm going to make this happen. All right. So without further ado, how long have you been doing this? Before I had Frida, I had a Ford Transit Connect, and I would take it out on like little weekend trips. So that was 2021. I got Frida in September of 2023, and I've been full-time since April of 24. How did you find your van? Kind of a funny story. I was looking on a site called Van Camper, and they have for different states. So I was looking in like Utah, Colorado. I was living in New Mexico at the time, and I didn't see anything that I could afford, or anything like I really liked either. So then, just for laughs, I looked at Van Camper, Illinois, which is where my sister is. So I saw one and I thought it was amazing. It had only been listed for like 2 or 3 days. I contacted the man who was selling it, and I had my sister go look at it, and she FaceTimed me while I was at it. So basically, I fell in love with it, and I ended up getting it sight unseen, just from what I saw from my sister FaceTiming. I just knew I had to have it. So that's how that all worked out. And then couple weeks later, I flew to Chicago and then drove it back on Route 66, and that was fun. All right. Next, how did you learn about nomadic living? Okay, so again, this was like 2020. It's like pandemic. No one had anything to do, most of us. So I was watching a lot of YouTube, and then Nomadland came out. And the first YouTuber that I really hooked onto was Mindy from Divine Mojo, who I still love, and she's my friend to this day. I absolutely love her. So yeah, you can check her out. And then also Dee, Lady Bug Out, who I also have the pleasure of having as a real life friend now. Those two ladies are marvelous. So that's kind of how I got into it. Yeah. Are you able to maintain your relationships with loved ones? Absolutely. I mean, there's so many ways to be in contact with people. It's fun now because they can watch me on YouTube, and, there's always social media, which I really don't enjoy. But for, kind of long lost people, it's a way for them to find you or for you to find them. So that's nice. I don't have a lot of family. My parents were immigrants, and they've both since passed. So the only family I have in this country is my sister. So that's it. And I have a best friend, Susie of over 50 years. She's been my best friend. We are goofy and we text every day. We're like that. So yeah, that's what I do. I just keep in contact. I make sure that the people I love know that I love them with a lot of contact. Just reach out to your people. You'll never be lonely. Let's see, what else? Oh, how do they feel about you being out here? They love it. They absolutely love it. They think I'm brave, which I think is kind of hilarious because I don't think I'm brave. But anyway, yeah, they just they see how much happier I am in this life than I was a couple of years ago, which was not a great time, but that's a different story. All right. I see rings. Are you married? No, sometimes rings are just rings. I'm single. Did you build your van, or did it come like that? It was built out, and I kept the basics, but it was all brown, just like bleh. and it was dull, and it was not my style at all. So I did a lot of cosmetic changes. And, I've added things, taken some things out. So the basic, like the bones of it all was done. And I just made little changes to suit my tastes. All right. Do you have a home base? No, I don't. I do visit my sister in Chicago every year. That's where I see Susie too. But I don't have a home anymore. So this van and everything I have in this van, this is everything I have in the world. I don't have things at people's houses. I don't have a storage unit. Everything that I have is with me and travels with me. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is just sort of random. What's your favorite place to eat in Quartzsite? I don't go out to eat a lot. I like to cook my own food. But my favorite thing to eat, Amish donuts. Go to Tyson Wells and get yourself Amish donuts. All right. I see Wisconsin plates. Are you from Wisconsin? No, I am not. I'm actually from Chicago. Is that a Packers hat you're wearing? Yes, I was wearing a Packers hat. I like the Packers. My friends from Chicago give me a hard time about it, but, oh well. And then someone asked, since I'm on the subject of Wisconsin, someone asked me sort of budgeting, and they asked about car insurance, driver's license. So my domicile is in Wisconsin. I have a friend who bought a house recently, and she lets me use her address. So I have an official address, and that is how I managed to get my Wisconsin driver's license and my register. So I got my plates, and where I also, get my vehicle insured. For budgeting, let me just say I'm on Social Security, and I have been taking like campground jobs in the summer, so just for like a few months. So that's what I live on. I don't drink, smoke. I don't waste money going out to eat. I'm pretty low maintenance. My clothes come from Goodwill, resale shops, and Walmart, honestly. Yeah, I cut. Well, I've got really fine hair, so I cut and color my own hair. It's easy. I don't recommend that for everyone. Yeah, so there's that. Are you the only girl hanging out with the guys? Yes, at this campsite, all these wonderful people that you always see in my videos. These are my guys, wonderful people, and I am the only girl. Doesn't matter. We all get along and have a great time. Oh, here's fun. This is, what lane were you in before you changed? Which is obviously a play on Kathy Changes Lanes. I have been in many lanes. So yeah, from Chicago. Lived there till I was early 30s, and I moved to the Virgin Islands. I lived there about 15 years. Then I came back to the States. And what I did for money, basically, I did go to college. I've got a degree in communications, which was basically useless. I worked in restaurants, like management, waited tables, bartended, did that, worked in hospitality. I worked in tourism when I lived in the Virgin Islands. So yeah, that kind of stuff. Always working with the public, because I really do enjoy people and I love talking to people. So it works for me. All right. Any tips on finding info on Molar City? So I believe it was my Christmas in Quartzsite video where I went to Mexico to the dentist. The way I found information was from like an old Bob Wells Cheap RV Living video, where he goes to Los Algodones and goes to the dentist, gets his prescriptions and stuff. What I did was I just kind of Googled, and then I read the reviews. So the dentist I go to is Dental Solutions, and really anyone you get there is going to be fine. They're all, well-trained, educated. I've never had a problem. All right, let's take a quick break. Be right back. 62? Yes, I am 62. Is it cold in the mornings? I see you're wearing down. Yeah. The coldest morning that I am aware of, where I was actually paying attention, it was 33. And right now it's like 50, something like that. And I'm a baby. I mean, that to me is cold. Even though I'm from Chicago, that to me is cold. Do you find it hard to take care of your health on the road? No, I mean, it's a priority for me. Let's get that straight, because I do have some chronic health issues that, I mean, I've had forever. So I know what I need to maintain my health. I do take medications. I go to Mexico and I know what I need. So I know the dosages. So that's what I do. I don't recommend that for everyone. You need to check in with your doctor if you have one. Because I'm here, there, and everywhere, I don't have a doctor here where I am. So I do have health insurance from, ACA, Affordable Care. And I have it where I can go see someone for urgent care, and I also can go to the ER, but I just don't have like a regular doctor. So, okay, water. All right, let's get back to it. Okay. So do you get bored? Not as a rule. I just have a lot of interests. I do work out. I am a certified personal trainer. I've never made a cent at it because I end up just training my friends and people for free. But anyway, yeah, so I like to work out. I also crochet, and I just have a lot of different interests. And I find that YouTube is so good for that, because if, there's something that intrigues you, it's such a great way to learn more about it. So there you go. Okay. I guess this is a legit question, but it also sounds like shameless self-promotion. How do I get a Kathy Changes Lanes sticker? Well, I just ordered more. So if you're interested, in the channel description and in the description of every video, I have my email listed and my Venmo. And if you want to just throw me a small donation on the Venmo, that's great. And email me your address and I will be happy to send you a couple stickers. So there's that. Okay. Where do you camp in Quartzsite? I get the $180 long-term pass, and I have been in La Posa South the entire time, and I love it here. Of course, I'm about 3 miles in, so I try to, avoid the crowds. I like people, but I also like quiet. Yeah, so it's worked out great for me. What was your first week in the van like? Were you nervous, scared? How did it go? And what made you want to keep going? Well, the first week, yeah, I was nervous, scared. I was all the things. Because I had been married, and we separated, so I kind of had to just get in my van, and yeah, but it's okay. It all worked out. I got a job at a campsite, and yeah, I just started over, and it's all good. And he's a great guy. You'll never hear me say anything bad about him. So sometimes, some things just don't last forever, and that was one of them. But we had 13 years, so that's pretty good. Let's see. Do you mind me calling you Kath? No, not at all. My real name is Catherine, which no one on earth has ever called me, like not even my parents. I've also been called Kathy Kitten, Kate, Kitty Cat, Meow Meow. I've been called a lot of things, so no, Kath is fine. Next, I'm getting school teacher vibes. Am I right? Absolutely not. No, never did that. What did you do in your previous life? I kind of went over that. So restaurant business, tourism. I did do a little acting for a while in New Orleans. That was fun. Yeah. How do you stay warm / cool? Elevation is, I think, the key for that. So obviously in the winter, you don't want to be up in the mountains. That's why I'm here in the desert. I always spend the winter in the desert. And then for summer, that's when I have my campground jobs. So that's kind of tricky, but hopefully for this year, I'm going to be like Colorado, maybe somewhere in the mountains. But I have like the little 12-volt fans. And I hope to be getting an AC unit. There's something in the works, so we'll see what happens there. But I also need to increase my solar before that's going to work. So fingers crossed on that one. Let's see, what else? Oh, this one cracked me up. Legit question. I'm not making this up. Do you party? No, I'm 62. My idea of a party is eating ice cream, and I'm in bed by 9. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't even eat chocolate. Like, I can't even have caffeine. So that's how little I party. Okay. What's next? Oh, this is actually from vintage Vanlife viewer. How did you become friends with Brian? So Brian, of course, of vintage Vanlife is my neighbor. And the way I actually found myself here and the way we became friends is from Mindy, the lady I mentioned before, Divine Mojo Mindy, when I first got out here to Quartzsite, and this is my first year, by the way. She and some other ladies were going up north, and I had volunteered or signed up to volunteer for the RTR, so I had to find somewhere local. So she introduced me to Brian just so I would have somewhere safe and, you know, have people around me. And we just hit it off, and he's the greatest. Okay. Can you tell me more about the storage above your bed, which is this whole unit, which if you've seen my van tour video, then you know a little more about it. But I got this from Amazon, and I think it's about $100, but it holds so much. It is so helpful. I absolutely love it. It just zips. There's little pockets on the bottom, pockets on the side. It holds so much, you wouldn't even believe the amount of clothes I have in there. And I can share a link in the description. And again, I'm not getting paid to say this, so, but really, love it. Let's see, what else? Do you get lonely or scared? No, I don't. I don't get scared because I don't go to, like, if I don't like a place, I leave. So I only stay places where I feel safe. Do you get lonely? No, because I meet people really easily. I just like talking to people. And then I have all my friends all over the country who I still keep in contact with, whether it's by text or, you know, Facebook or whatever. So, yeah. What else? What do you do to maintain your peace of mind and happiness? I make sure I have interaction with others. That keeps me happy. I've got my hobbies, my fitness. It's so important to have your health. So there's that. Yeah, it's simple. I just, you know, when my body tells me to rest, I rest. When I have energy, I get out there and do fun stuff. And yeah, that's about it. What do you suggest a newbie have to start van life? Well, first of all, do all the research you can. This is not a glamorous life. At least mine isn't. Maybe if you have a ton of money, you can make it glamorous, but I don't, and most of us don't. Your basic needs would be a bed, food, water, and I would say at the very least, like a pee jug. But if you can afford like a 5-gallon buckets and some plastic bags, you know, there you go. Obviously, you have to have a roadworthy vehicle. You have to be safe. And something else, if you can afford it, a membership to Planet Fitness is always great if you travel around a lot because it's a shower. It's a nice hot shower. And you know what? While you're there, work out. Do yourself a favor. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? Are you Latina? Yes. My father was from Colombia. What is the most annoying aspect of van life? Noisy neighbors, that's always annoying. You know what? No hot water. That gets on my nerves because I like to keep my hands clean. And when I wash plates, you know, if you've eaten something with a little oil or a little grease, I just feel like it's not really clean unless you have hot water. But, you know, there's ways around that. Let's see. What's the most rewarding aspect? I would say meeting great people. And you know what else? And you just, for me, like, I have learned how truly resilient I am. I guess I didn't know my strength. It's not an easy life, but it is rewarding. All right. What is favorite thing in your van? My bed. I love my bed. Again, if you've seen the van tour video, then you'll know that I have 3 inches of high density foam and then 2 separate 3-inch memory foam pads on top of that. So 9 inches of just beauty, soft, cloud-like sleep. It's wonderful. What else? Okay, oh yeah, so besides that, I also have a little sort of zipper storage, which I'll throw in a picture, which also I got on Amazon, and no one's paying me to say this, so I'll show you that, and if it's still available, I'll add a link. Okay, so those are my favorite things. What are you excited about right now? Everything. Every day is a new opportunity. At least that's how I see it. It's, you know, a chance for something fun, something great to happen. Meet a wonderful new person, make a new friend. You just have to be open to recognizing it when it's happened. Be open to appreciating the things you have, recognizing the, you know, what you do have. There's always going to be people who wish they could have what you have, even if you feel like you don't have much. So just be grateful for what you have. I'd say that. And, oh my gosh. Oh, wait, did we do that? Yeah, I guess we did it. I guess it's all the questions. You know, again, I just have to say thank you so much for watching my channel. It's, what are we, about two and a half months old now by the time this comes out. And thanks again for, you know, taking a chance on an unknown senior citizen and helping me to grow this channel and be able to connect with you guys, because I truly love it and I really value you, and thank you so much. So, you know, if you have more questions, send them, or, you know, if you have ideas for a video, go ahead. You know, I'm open. And thank you. Just thank you for always watching, for liking. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. I appreciate it. I'm here for you. Just let me know what you need, what you want, and I'll do my best to keep putting out material that interests you, amuses you, entertains you, keeps you company. Thank you so much. See you next time.